Welcome everyone to another edition of Play It Through, and on this edition, it's Where's Waldo, brought to us by GHQ. Known as Where's Wally in its native UK, Where's Waldo is a series of picture books that were created for children in order to look through a large picture filled with tons of objects in order to find the title character of Waldo, or Wally. There would be many books created in the series, and it would also spawn many other things including a magazine, multiple different video games, and even an animated series. While the concept doesn't seem too hard to turn into a video game form of just creating a picture and trying to find a specific object in that picture, unfortunately the creators of this game did not do a good job while trying to emulate that. Waldo is extremely difficult to really locate due to the fact that sometimes he's not even the correct color scheme that you would expect Waldo to be. A guy wearing a white and red shirt with a white and red striped hat shouldn't be too hard to put into a game. However, because of the graphical style they chose, it can be really hard to differentiate really any of the objects you're going to be seeing in the game. The game has 4 different difficulties, including a practice mode and an easy, medium, and hard. We're going to be playing on the normal difficulty here because honestly the hard difficulty is not that it's hard, it's actually pretty much broken. Here you have a very strict time limit, of course even stricter on the hard difficulty, and then Waldo starts traveling to the level, the first level being the train station. He travels all around the map, all of which you actually are losing time while he's traveling along the map. So you already are at a disadvantage, especially on the harder difficulties. Factor in that you lose a lot of time when you make an incorrect guess. In this giant mess of things, you have to try to find Waldo. And it's really difficult. However, if you played the game enough, you can spot Waldo like I just did right there. You probably didn't even notice him. He was in the lower right corner of the square that I had highlighted. On the harder difficulty, the square that you're able to select objects with is even smaller. And the game is actually even finicky when it comes to this. The next level, the giant park level, is even tougher to spot Waldo because sometimes he may not be his normal colors. He actually may be green like he is here. As I find him in the lower right corner there of my selection box, he's actually green and red in that level. Thankfully, the third level of the game, a little bit easier. You can scan around the room and all you have to do is find Waldo real quickly. Once you highlight him by pressing the button, you end up controlling him to the exit of the level. However, there's also an hourglass there that you can pick up. Sometimes the hourglass seems to give you more time, and other times it takes away time. So honestly, it's really not even worth dealing with. The next level of the game, the fairgrounds, more of the same. This one is probably one of the other tougher ones, though the separation here from the bottom to top area of the level gives you a little bit of leeway. The problem is, here in this level, Waldo can be green and white striped instead of red and white striped. Once again, being almost impossible to differentiate. This is one of those things, unfortunately, playing the game over and over again, you start to learn what Waldo can possibly look like, including in this level. The best thing about this level is even on the harder difficulties, there's a few spots he likes to be in, including the manhole, which he is right now for me sticking out of the sewers, as well as sometimes actually driving one of the cars. These are the things you want to look for first, really, before kind of even looking at any of the other things. As you can see, Waldo's sticking out of the sewers here as I'm able to find him. Thankfully, he actually is colored correctly, and I'm able to move on to the subway level. This level is another confusing level like the cave level, this one much tougher though. Here you have to navigate your little rocket pointer along a giant maze of twists and turns in order to find Waldo and a pair of sunglasses. You can change the map directions around, which unfortunately you may not even know since you've never used the B button while playing normally. You've only been using the A button to find Waldo, but you can manipulate and move the paths in order to get to the correct area. Once you find Waldo and the glasses, you then have to make your way to the exit, the right arrow on the right side of the screen. If the evil wizard, though, lands on the same spot that you currently are at, you start rapidly losing time and can completely lose the rest of your time you have saved up in like a millisecond or so, making this just even more of a headache on the harder difficulty. The second to last level has us with a giant castle. Once again, Waldo can be a few different colors, including like he is right here for me, being green and white striped. I wanted to linger for a second because I was able to actually find him really fast, faster than I normally do while on the castle level. Then it's the last level, is a slot machine. You have to get all 3 pictures, well, of Waldo in order to blast off into space. Thankfully, the slot is the same on each of the 3 reels, so you just wait for the guy with the blue turban to go by, then press the button, because as soon as he goes by, Waldo will be there every time. If you're able to get all 3 Waldos lined up, Waldo blasts off to the moon for the best ending in video game history. And there you go. That's it. That's Where's Waldo for the NES. There's no difference playing on the other difficulties, so if you've beaten it on easy, you have beaten it flat out. There's no difference as far as ending goes. I guess the only thing you can really go for is to try to beat the game quicker and quicker each time, and like I said, the harder difficulty just isn't even worth going through. But with that, that's going to wrap up this edition of Play It Through. I know it's been really quick, but I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.